Good evening. So we got a little midweek special here. I was out for dinner the other night with some friends, and Hannah and Layla were watching me make these little box origamis, and I promised I'd make them a video to show them how it's made. So here we go. So firstly, you need a square piece of paper, not rectangular. If you've got rectangular, just fold it over into a triangle like this, and it'll give you the extra bit you just need to cut off the end. So the first step is just to fold it in opposite corners, like so. It's a pretty easy little project, this. You can sort of achieve it and get used to it and get good at it and make them in a couple of minutes and teach your kids how to make it. It's only one or two little tricky bits, and this is the first one here, coming right up here. Now, this is a bit unnecessary, but it does help if you fold the creases back over the opposite direction. It just sort of softens it all, makes it a bit easier to do the next step. So what you want to do here is just sort of, hard to describe, but just sort of fold in the center parts here. Just want to push it in like that and fold it back, and I'll show you the sort of shape it gives you in a second. And then just fold that crease down the center there, like so, and then repeat again on the other side. So just continue to fold them over, get those creases nice and sharp, and you should have a shape that looks something like that. If you just missed a step, just rewind back and have another crack. So what you want to do now is grab the 4 loose corners that are poking out the bottom and just fold them back up to the tip. Now, you don't have to get too accurate at this. You sort of want a little bit of room at the top. Fold it over, repeat. So you should have basically a square or diamond shape with the sort of 4 leaves poking out either side. I'll show you what it means in just a second. Pardon the shaky hands, that's just something I have to do. So you end up with that sort of shape. Now what you want to do is grab the outermost corners and just fold them back into roughly the center. It doesn't have to be too accurate. And just repeat for all 4. Try and really push down the creases as hard as you can. Get them nice and sharp. Often a ruler can help if you just drag the edge of a ruler over the paper. And there you go. Should look something like that. Should be able to just start seeing the beginnings of it here. There's a tiny little hole there, that's the inflation hole. And I just sort of bent it up a bit then. That's not normally a step I do, just folding it back like that. I was just trying to show you what it looked like. So now you want to grab the 4 little tabs that are poking out the top, and you want to fold them outwards, like so, and then in half, back inwards. And then this is the second tricky part. You want to lift up the flap and get your fingernail in there and just stuff that little tab back in to the wing of the box. And this is the only really tricky bit, and it might just take you a few attempts to get the hang of it. But once you get it done once, it sort of naturally wants to fold back in there. So just repeat again on the flip side, and we're basically done at this point. Back in and over, and stuff it back in to the leaf. Like so. So that's the sort of shape you have. What you want to do now is basically, this is an optional step, but it does help the box become a bit squarer when it's inflated. If you just sort of gently fold the ends back a little bit in, you might find it unnecessary. It depends on how hard the paper is. This paper is quite stiff. Regular printer paper should be fine. And then if you open it up and you just hold it in that fashion across, I'm trying to get a bit of focus here. Camera can't pick it up, and you'll have the center hole there, and that's your inflation hole. And what you want to do is just give it a short, sharp, quick blow into there, and hopefully the box will inflate on the first or second attempt. And then you can just gently give the edges a little bit of a squeeze to tidy them up a bit. And Bob's your uncle. You can either put stuff in them or you can turn them into a dice if you're missing a dice for a game. And the rule is with numbering a device is that the opposite side should equal 7, which I'm about to break right here by getting it wrong. So that should be 5 there, not 4. And I think I've just realised I've done it. Yes, right there. I'm trying to figure out how to undo my mistake, but given that's in Sharpie, that's not happening. So, for the purposes of this, I'll just cross that out. Becomes a 5. Yes. So 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. Opposite sides equaling 7. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it. Click like and subscribe if you want to watch any more videos. I've got a few other pretty cool little CNC machining videos. Thanks for watching.